Welcome to another exciting edition of This Ain't No Game. I'm your host, Ryan Davis, and this week's movie is Mortal Kombat. Now, this is probably one of the most fondly remembered video game movies, but it's been a few years since I've seen it, and I suspected going in that a lot of that fondness was coming from the fact that everyone was like 12 when they first saw it. But it turns out it still stands up pretty well.
I don't think so.
The movie spends like the first 15 minutes introducing you to the good guys, which include Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, and Christopher Lambert as Raiden. Now, Lambert's portrayal of Raiden is a little goofy, as you might notice in this scene where he explains the whole Outworld tournament thing to our heroes.
You have been chosen to defend the realm of Earth in a tournament called Mortal Kombat. Your world is but one of many realms. One of them is a forsaken land called Outworld, ruled by an immortal who has crowned himself emperor. Now he seeks a new world to conquer and enslave.
Oh, wait a second. If this guy is so powerful, then why doesn't he just invade us?
To enter the realm of Earth, the Emperor's demon sorcerer Shang Tsung and his warriors have to win 10 straight victories in Mortal Kombat. They have won 9. This will be the 10th tournament.
The movie spends the next 20 minutes getting everyone to the tournament and introducing additional characters like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, Reptile, Princess Katana, Goro. But after that, it's pretty much just fight, 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 and then roll credits. For as much fighting as there is in MK, I was kind of impressed that there were only like 1 or 2 filler fights. Most of the fights are between 2 of the main characters, and most of them end with someone dead.
No, sir, no, don't.
This might not leave a lot of time for character development beyond Raiden's odd propensity for inappropriate laughter. And some mildly amusing one-liners from Johnny Cage.
Where the hell are we?
Do I look like your travel agent?
So you don't really get to know the characters beyond the superficial characteristics that you already know from the games. But, you know, what else do you need? This is basically just a fantasy kung fu movie, and that's plenty. I think the mistake that a lot of video game movies make is believing that the source material is too ridiculous. And the usual result of that kind of thinking is a movie that is ridiculous in an entirely different way that just ends up pissing off the fans that you're trying to pull into the theater in the first place. Mortal Kombat seems to get that. It follows the same structure of the tournament as the game, and the characters are pretty much across the board the spitting images of their video game counterparts. You see the MK Dragon all over the place. There's a conveniently placed spike pit. Just about the only thing you're missing is a test your might sequence. If there's one thing that comes off as a little hammy, it's the frequency with which characters will say Mortal Kombat. Or you'll hear MK announcer phrases like finish him and fatality and
Flawless victory.
and it'd probably be an issue if Mortal Kombat took itself any more seriously than the game, but it's a mistake that the movie smartly avoids. I will also say that Goro looks a little too much like a big, greasy puppet, but, you know, it's probably because he's a big, greasy puppet. Also, I have to say I was a little shocked when he opens his mouth for the first time in this scene and is actually kind of articulate. It seems not like Goro at all.
You fool! You know nothing. He enslaves souls. He learned the black arts from the Emperor himself.
You're some kind of royalty too, right?
I am Goro, General of the armies of Outworld and Prince of the subterranean realm of Shokan.
Subterranean. What's that? Something like underground?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah? Well, I'm kind of an underworld boss myself, you know. Well, I mean, back home.
How lucky for them, back home.
I think the reason that Mortal Kombat ultimately works is that it doesn't go to any great lengths to adapt the source material into the movie. There's not a lot of extra superfluous background story or character development, and it follows the structure of the game pretty closely. I think it works for Mortal Kombat because you don't want Johnny Cage to be a complex and deeply textured character. You want him to wear movie star sunglasses, spit out some snarky one-liners, and then punch Goro in the balls. And that's exactly what you get. And that's going to do it for this week's edition of This Ain't No Game. I'm Ryan Davis, and until next week, remember, never leave your ninjas near exposed flame.
Ah, my balls!
Very good.